Cast out by her own kind, the alien princess pleaded with a lonely human. "Please let me stay. I'll be good." Beginning. The rain lashed against the steel panels of the abandoned outpost on Cinder 7, a backwater mining world long stripped of value. Inside one of the ruined hab pods, a single light flickered weakly. It belonged to Thomas Raines, a mechanic and former freighter pilot who had chosen exile after losing everything in the trade wars. Life had narrowed to quiet routines, repairing broken mining crawlers left behind by corporations, salvaging old alloys, and listening to the wind howl through rusted pipes. Humanity rarely visited Cinder 7 anymore. Tom preferred it that way. After all, he had grown tired of people, tired of betrayal, greed, and endless fighting over resources. He thought he'd be alone forever, until the night he heard the knock. At first, Tom dismissed it as the storm rattling metal. But then he heard it again, 3 sharp raps, deliberate and fragile. Gripping his plasma torch like a weapon, he opened the hatch, only to find a girl standing there. Not human. Her skin shimmered faintly violet under the outpost lights. Her eyes were too large, luminous silver, and her frame was wrapped in a soaked silken cloak. She was trembling, clutching a small pack to her chest. Please," she whispered, her voice carrying a melodic undertone. "Don't send me back. I'll be good. I'll do anything. Just let me stay." Tom froze. He had heard of her species, the Alindra, an aristocratic race of starfarers who ruled entire sectors with wealth and cunning. And this girl, though young, wore markings across her temples that only highborn Alindra carried. She wasn't just a runaway. She was someone important, someone dangerous. But when her knees buckled and she nearly collapsed, Tom caught her instinctively. She was starving, soaked, and exhausted. And in her eyes was something he recognized all too well, the look of someone who had nowhere else to go. Against every instinct screaming at him to shut the hatch, Tom let her inside. Middle. Her name was Serenia Valteria. Over the following days, Tom pieced together fragments of her story. She was not merely a noblewoman. She was the daughter of the Alindran High Consort, destined for political marriage to solidify alliances. But her stepmother, a ruthless power broker within the Alindran hierarchy, had despised her from the beginning. When Serenia resisted the marriage, her stepmother branded her a disgrace and banished her from the family line. Banished nobles didn't survive long. Most ended up assassinated quietly or sold to traffickers as fallen aristocrats. She had fled in desperation, crashing her stolen courier ship in the wastelands of Cinder 7. When she stumbled across Tom's hab pod, she had been days from starvation. At first, Tom wanted nothing to do with it. "Listen, kid," he grumbled one morning while adjusting an oxygen filter. "I'm no protector. I'm just a washed-up mechanic. Your people will come looking, and when they do, I don't want my name on the list." Serenia, wrapped in an oversized jacket he had given her, stared down at her hands. "I don't need a protector. Just someone who won't throw me away." The words struck deeper than Tom expected. He had been thrown away too, by the company he had bled for, by comrades who sold him out during the trade wars, by a galaxy that had no place for the weak or honorable. Slowly, against his better judgment, he let her stay. Life began to change in small ways. Serenia insisted on helping around the outpost. Though she had never cooked, she learned to boil ration packs without burning them. She cleaned tools, sorted scrap, and even tried her hand at welding under Tom's guidance. She was clumsy at first, but eager. And Tom found himself softening. Her laughter, rare but bright, echoed strangely in the hollow corridors of the outpost. One evening, while repairing an old mining crawler, Serenia asked, "Why do you live here, all alone?" Tom hesitated, tightening a bolt. Because people aren't worth the trouble. Am I people? She asked quietly. That question stayed with him long after she went to bed. But peace never lasted long in the galaxy. 3 weeks after Serenia's arrival, a ship appeared in orbit. Sleek, silver-plated, bristling with energy signatures. An Alindran vessel. Tom's heart sank. Through battered scanners, he picked up encrypted transmissions. They were searching, hunting. Serenia turned pale when he told her. It's her, she whispered. My stepmother sent trackers. Tom paced the hab pod, cursing under his breath. He had 2 choices, hand the girl over and wash his hands of it, or defy one of the most powerful empires in the galaxy. Why me? He muttered. Why my outpost? Serenia's silver eyes shimmered with fear and hope. Because you're the first human who hasn't hurt me. The words hit harder than any weapon. Against all logic, Tom made his choice. Then we make a stand. The rising conflict. The trackers came at night. 5 armored Alindran enforcers, dropping from orbit like shadows. Their energy blades hummed as they stalked across the wasteland toward Tom's outpost. But Tom knew these grounds better than anyone. He had rigged mines from old drilling charges, laid tripwires using salvage cables, and fortified the entrance with plasma welders turned into makeshift cannons. When the first enforcer triggered a mine, the desert lit up with fire. 2 were down instantly. The others advanced, blades flashing, only to find themselves funneled into a narrow service corridor. Tom fought like a man who had nothing left to lose. His plasma torch became a weapon, his engineering knowledge, a deadly arsenal. Serenia, terrified but determined, helped by rerouting power to doors and activating traps exactly when he shouted instructions. By the time the dust settled, 3 more armored bodies lay smoking in the sand. But the victory came at a cost. Tom's shoulder was slashed, and the outpost was half ruined from the firefight. Worse, the Alindran ship in orbit would know their squad hadn't returned. They'll send more, Serenia said, trembling. Tom grimaced, clutching his wound. Then we don't wait for them to come. We take the fight to them. The climax. It was madness. A lonely human mechanic and a disowned alien princess boarding an Alindran warship. But Tom had survived worse odds before. Using the downed enforcer's gear, they disguised themselves and slipped aboard during the next supply drop. Inside, gleaming corridors stretched endlessly, guarded by patrols. Serenia led him through hidden paths. After all, she knew Alindran architecture, the symbols of her people carved into every bulkhead. Together, they crept toward the command deck. The plan was simple: disable the ship's jump core, forcing it to remain stranded. Without reinforcements, Serenia's stepmother would lose face in the council for failing to retrieve her. But when they reached the command deck, waiting for them was not guards. It was the stepmother herself. Tall, regal, armored in silver and obsidian, Lady Kalira Valteria smiled coldly. My dear Serenia, she purred. How quaint. You found yourself a pet human. Did you truly think you could run? Serenia shrank back, but Tom stepped forward. She's not going anywhere with you. The Alindran guards laughed. But Tom didn't flinch. He raised the plasma cutter he carried, its glow